America is on the verge of experiencing a foreign invasion, the likes of which we have never seen before. And the most frightening part of this invasion is that it is being orchestrated and enabled by Team Biden. Prepare for a rush of migrants, illegals at our southern border that could top 1 million within 6 weeks, all because Joe Biden is ending the Trump-era Title 42. What is that? Well, that's the rule that allows Border Patrol to quickly turn away migrants at the border under the grounds that they might have COVID-19. They don't want them to bring that into the United States. But under President Trump, even without Title 42 in place, that would have only meant that migrants were briefly detained before ultimately being turned away as well. In the end, they were still turned away with President Trump in office. This is where Team Biden's exploitation of ending Title 42 comes in. Because Team Biden has no plans on detaining anyone, certainly not turning them away. It will be a mass free-for-all at the border. How do I know? Because Breitbart News obtained a Department of Homeland Security, quote, contingency plan for, quote, irregular migration. And in it, it states in no uncertain terms, illegals will be welcomed with open arms. The report states this. This will be done while ensuring that migrants can apply for any form of relief or protection for which they may be eligible, including asylum, withholding of removal and protection from removal under the regulations implementing United States obligations under Convention Against Torture. Now, let me make this clear. It's not torture to refuse entry to someone who is crossing the border illegally. That one line in that plan means this, that Team Biden's catch and release program is about to get a steroid booster shot like none other, and America will suffer greatly. Just listen to this Border Patrol agent.
It's a situation that is absolutely untenable. And what has caused this? We can talk about the root causes as much as we want, but there is a simple fact, and the evidence bears this out, and it's borne it out over and over again. Catch and release is the single biggest driver of illegal immigration. If we reward people for violating our laws, people are going to continue to come.
That is just common sense. But the Democrats want them to come. That's the problem. See, the new Homeland Security plan spells out why I can tell you that deportations will be non-existent with this administration. It says, quote, current pathways to removal, aka deportations, will be limited. Component use of broad-scale release mechanisms, own recognizance with issuance of notice to appear or parole, and alternatives to detention with administrative tools are necessary to ensure humane and efficient treatment of migrants. See, right there, in writing, no deportations. In March, under Title 14, the program Team Biden is canceling, the Biden administration turned away 100,000 migrants under Title 42, half the number that were apprehended at the border. The other half were granted entry. That was 100,000. Now, they all get in, all 200,000, and more are coming. This is border town McAllen, Texas Mayor Javier Villalobos issuing a warning to his people.
I fear, though, that we're about to experience an immigration surge like we've never experienced before. We keep on saying, immigration is not a local issue. It is not an issue that we here in McAllen should be dealing with. Immigration is a federal issue that has been dropped on our lap.
Yeah, the feds are ignoring it. And I can tell you this problem is not just a border town problem. This problem is an every town problem, which means every town is a border town. See, the goal of Team Biden is clear. Flood America with cheap, uneducated foreign labor to replace the demographics of America. There is a reason why they openly push amnesty. The quest for larger voter bases is obvious, right? But there is a more sinister reason. Many of these illegals are being dispersed to the suburbs. The radical left wants to destroy suburban life and the American dream. They want large population centers beholden to big government. Look at what liberals have done to transform once great cities into disaster areas. Chicago, New York, LA, the list goes on. They want to use that model to transform America, your town, by letting every city and town descend into chaos, only to be rebuilt by, well, big government communists. Democrats claim they want an immigration deal with Republicans, but a deal would have to include new laws and always a, quote, pathway to citizenship. Why would Republicans ever enter a deal with Democrats when deals include new laws, but Democrats only pick and choose what laws they want to enforce? Under a Democratic administration, any deal would be rendered useless due to the lack of enforcement, whatever way the Democrats try to spin it. This border invasion is on Team Biden's hands, and they know it, which is why they're trying to hide behind the CDC amid the massive backlash from both sides of the aisle on this.
For any critics and any lawsuits, that Title 42 is a public health directive. It's not an immigration, migration enforcement measure. And the decision on when to lift Title 42 was made by the CDC.
Bottom line here is Team Biden wants open borders and mass migration, which means this fight to save the nation is on, folks. Republicans need to be relentless in their battle to secure our borders. And the only way, I'm telling you this, the only way we have a chance of keeping Republicans honest, of making sure that they are relentless, is if all of us, Stinchfield's Army, all of you, your friends, demand that Republicans be relentless. Now's the time.